You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, GH fans. So this is kind of a sad and serious update. It is about actor Johnny Wactor's murder case, the actor who played Brando Corbin, of course. Finally, arrests were made in his senseless slaying. The Brando Corbin actor died tragically back in May 25th, I think. And finally, the LAPD made several arrests on Thursday, August 15th, with the fatal shooting now blamed on local gang members. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and although we remain horrified by what happened to Johnny Wactor, hearing that these arrests were made at least offers some comfort that his family and loved ones may see justice, but justice doesn't replace someone you lost, as we know. 4 suspects were arrested in the Brando actor's murder case. 3 of them were 18 years old. 1 of them was 22-year-old, according to AP News reports. So 3 suspects were booked on charges of murder, and 1 of them as an accessory to the crime. The older perp was the one who was charged as an accessory. Johnny Wactor was killed early in the morning on May 25th after leaving his side gig as an occasional bartender at Level 8, which is in downtown LA. He was walking a female co-worker to her car. Johnny's brother, Grant Wactor, said that, they were raised in the South and you never let a female walk to her car by herself that late at night. So she and Johnny were walking to her car and kind of passing the street near where I think he has a truck, was parked, and he thought he was being towed because there was like a jack up under it, and very casually, non-threateningly, non-confrontationally approached the men at his vehicle and asked if they were towing him. And then he saw they had guns, and he immediately pushed his coworker, pushed her behind his back to protect her. And that's when these thieves shot him. They were trying to steal his catalytic converter. He lost his life over criminals looking to score a couple of $100. Johnny Wactor died moments later in his coworker's arms while the cowards that killed him ran away. Fans were absolutely stunned to learn that he died so tragically and needlessly, and then with no arrest forthcoming, a month after he was murdered, concerned citizens, friends, family, and loved ones of Johnny Wactor held an event called A Mile for Johnny that covered this length of LA where the actor ran every morning and ended up in this park. Johnny's mother, Scarlett Wactor, spoke at the event in North Hollywood Park where he ran every day. She thanked everybody who came out for their kindness and for their love. Many of the participants were very frustrated with LA's rapidly growing crime sprees and lack of arrest, lack of justice, lack of law enforcement, apparently. And they said Johnny Wactor's murder was just one of many violent crimes plaguing the California city. So perhaps the pressure of this march, attended by hundreds of people, and the fact it was a high-profile person who died is what finally led to the arrest. The LAPD confirmed they arrested these men accused of murdering Johnny Wactor early Thursday, and they were able to recover more evidence in the case when they made the arrest at their homes. And it was reportedly fingerprints left on the jack that they were using at the scene by these gang members that were trying to steal his catalytic converter, and that was what led to them getting the names for the arrest. But also earlier this month, back on August 5th, I think, the LAPD released a community alert with some photos of the suspects. You couldn't really see them. You could just see people around the car and the stolen vehicle they fled in. And detectives said that there had been a rash of similar thefts tied to this specific gang. And apparently one of the suspects had a distinctive face tattoo that led them to find them. And they are all being held unless they can raise $2 million bail. They are going to be sitting in jail, and that's $2 million each, not all together. I'm sure Johnny Wactor's friends, family, and loved ones are, optimistic that justice may be served now that the alleged perpetrators were arrested. But of course, nothing will bring him back, and his loss is going to remain an open wound for everyone who cared about him. It's senseless, it's tragic, and the arrest, I'm glad they made them. It's not going to bring him back for his family, but hopefully they will get justice and these people will be sent away for a very long time. I hope General Hospital does another closing tribute screen for the Brando Corbin actor, just acknowledging the efforts of justice for Johnny, of that movement, and reflecting that there were arrests made in Johnny Wactor's murder case. We'll see if they do. If they don't, that's okay. But I hope they do. I think that would be a nice way to acknowledge the efforts that went into raising the profile of this case so these arrests could be made. Be sure and come back soon for more on General Hospital. And this is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.